side, is it recording?
No, it's currently saving the recording right now.
Yeah, I think it's started
No,
now. Am I
yeah, I start. Yeah, I
Started
started.
now.
Yeah.
okay? All right. Let me share with you my screen so that you can see what we are talking about. This is your C++ programming, starting with the contents. Let's go one at a time and quickly. I also again uploaded the videos for you, but I will share with you the link of this revision class, right? What is expected from you in this chapter is to know about all the definitions of the C++. You know, I explained you what is a syntax rule, what is your programming languages, what is the semantic rule. So go ahead and learn what is a comment, what are the different types of comments, how do they perform, give an example or a snippet to show that, to differentiate the two different types of comments. So you have to explain that. Then what are your special symbols? If I ask you to give me, identify the special symbols that are used in C++, these are your special symbols. Then what are your 7 reserved keywords and what is the difference between a keyword and a token and a reserved word, or what is the difference between an predefined identifier and a user defined identifiers? What are the data types? So you know what is expected from you. If it is a reserved word, you are going to write all these 7 which are supposed to be written in a small letters. They are also called keywords or tokens. If I say identifiers are the ones that you are going to declare, right? So I made that in the class very clear. You must be very careful between the predefined identifiers. What are your predefined identifier, guys? What is the difference between a predefined identifier and the user-defined identifiers? Predefined identifiers are CIN, COUT, and ENDL. And your user-defined identifiers are the identifiers which you are going to define. Am I clear to you?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
You can see here. You can see here it is clearly written to you, 2 predefined identifiers. Can you see that? And what is the reserved words? Can you see? That is the difference. Well, though, again, what are the rules of your identifiers? So you are going to specify all these rules to of your identifiers, right? Then how do you write this? I can give you this and you have to write the descriptions. All right. So if I defined this, then what is the mistake in that? That is what is expected and you must write it in your description box. Okay. So you need to make sure that your identified rules are clearly, you know, all those rules. I can ask you what is an identifier, write the rules of an identifier, declare some of the identifiers that you use in your programming, or I might give you a small program on that one. Okay, to define your identifiers. Then what is your white spaces /n/t and /b? That's what I explained you, which are your escape sequences, which are also called as a white spaces, which are allowed to use with your cout only. Okay. Then different data types, I explained you this only, so don't worry about these two because you don't need right now. The simple data type, which is your int, float, double, Boolean, character, and a string data type. So you go through all those elements of your data types. Okay. Are you clear, guys? Then you must know the storage values. When I teach you, I keep on telling you that the amount of memory spaces that it allocates. So you need to make sure that you go through that one, and you must also remember these values. I might ask you those values. So just remember how much of the values integer is going to take, what is Boolean, what is character, and so forth, right? What is your integer data type? What is your Boolean data type? What is your character data type? Character data type always must be written in a single quotes, right? So make sure that you remember floating data type. How is your floating data type and how are they different from a double data type, right? This is your real numbers. This is your floating point notations. The real numbers, in this case, it is a float here. And when you represent them in a double, which is going to carry 8 by 3, which is can be written in a scientific notation. Okay, so these are some of the examples. Just go through that one. Then I explained you your arithmetic operators and the order of precedence. Your arithmetic operators are these ones. Make sure you remember all the rules. Remember all the rules. Modulus, you need to remember you must use only integer by integer. Otherwise, you're not going to get any answer. You cannot use a floating point. Right? The order of precedence is going to be your multiplication, division, and modulus are going to be at the same level, and plus and minus is going to be at the next level. That is your order of precedence, right? So you need to remember that point when you are applying. You can see here the same level of precedence and the plus and minus is going to be in the next level. You must make sure you remember some of these expressions. I might give you the expressions, and when you do your expression, even if you are using your calculator, show the steps, because I'm more interested in order of precedence that you are going to apply to those expressions or equations. I'm not worried that much into the direct answers. If you write direct answer, I'm going to put 0 straight away. So the basic point is you need to show the step how this question is showing, right? Then your expressions, the same thing I told you just now, which application is going to go first, multiplication, then division, then modulus, if there be any, then you are going to perform plus, then you are going to perform minus, right? These are some of the examples which we did in the class, right? Then typecasting, when you are using your typecasting, this is the syntax. I can ask you what is a typecasting and what is it used for? And I can also say that give an example, give the syntax and an example to define the need of your type conversion. So without changing your original value, what are you doing? You're manipulating the output value to your desired data type. That is what your type conversion, right? These are some of the examples that you need to go through, right? Then a string, which we are already discussed how you're going to write a string. It's a double quotes. In order for you to use any string data type, what you need to include is hash include string. So you need to make sure that you are going to use that. Whenever you are going to use the string, the first letter is going to take the space off. It is going to start from 0 and going onwards 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on, including the space also you are going to count for that. OK, that is your string data type. Your input values. What is your input is your C in, your output is your C out. So when you are inputting, when in chapter number 1, I showed you your block diagram. Input goes into your CPU and from CPU it goes into your output, right? From CPU you got your storages, external storage. And within the CPU, you got your ALU and your memory. So that is why it is written that data must be loaded into the main memory before it can be manipulated. Then you store the value. How do you store the value? Here we are using CIN. Instead of computer to allocate the memory allocation, then include the statements to put the data into the memory. So that is why we are using CIN, right? This is what the constants are. How do you declare your constant? You're going to start with the keyword constant. You will write the data type of that. You declare your identifier and then you put the value. For example, you can see that constant double conversion is equals to 2.54. Can you see that? Also, you can say constant float pi value. Float pi is your declaration and 3.14 and semicolon. Every constant statement must be terminated with a semicolon. Okay. The Constant. By the way, what is a constant? A constant is a variable whose value is not going to change throughout the program. However, variable is the value is going to change. I can ask you what is the difference between a constant and what is the difference between a constant and a variable? Constant content cannot be changed during the execution. However, variable, you can change the value of your variable. This is nothing but user defined. So I can ask you a question, prompt the user to input the value. Prompt the user to input value. So that means you are going to say cout, enter whatever the values I'm going to say, and then cn, you are going to read those values. That is called your prompt the user. Am I clear to you guys? Am I clear to you?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Ma'am,
Yes, sir.
ma'am, when we are this is when we are declaring the constant, the variable must be in upper cases.
Any is fine. Whatever you declare, you must use exactly the same in the entire program.
Thank you.
Then assignment statement. Assignment statement is nothing but is this equals to, it must always be written. What is your syntax is? Syntax is going to be your variable and then expression. You cannot have an expression equals to variable. This is wrong. I have done this examples while I'm doing the class. So you need to make sure that you remember equals to is called your assignment operator, right? Then these are some of the assignment operators which are declared. You can see that variable equals to value, a value, expression, sorry, a variable equals to expression. Then you got a variable equals to variable, variable equals to expression, variable equals to expression. So you can declare any of these way. These are all valid assignment operators or statements, right? Then, okay, this one you don't need because I showed you how to save your values and all. Okay, what is the difference between declare and the second point is declaring and initializing? When you declare, you just declare int x. This is called the declaration. But when you say that int x is equals to 10, then you are doing declaring and initializing the variable. Am I clear? So in the exam, I might give you the points. OK, I'll give you the case scenario and I said declare a variable. Then you are going to say declare that particular variable which I asked you to declare. Then I can say that initialize the variable. Then you will initialize the variable with so and so. So you are going to substitute those values. So that is the difference between the declare only and declare and initialize. Am I clear, guys? Right. Then your input values, how you are going to declare your cin, it can be done variables or can be a multiple. That means if they are of the you are inputting a values, you can do the multiple values you can include. You can include one value or you can include the multiple values. In chapter number 3, I explained you what is your extraction operator, but here I'm not going to ask you what is an extraction operator, but how can you declare, how can you initialize or how can you store the values in a cin, right? So that can be asked. So you can see here it is 2 values, right? In the previous one, it is only 1 value. So you have the leeway to declare or store the 2 values, multiple values. It not necessarily have to be of the same data type. You can have 1 character, 1 string, 1 integer, but as long as when you write like this, it is expected that you are going to input 1 value here. OK, in the second case, you are expected to include 2 values. That is what it means. Okay. So this is one of the example. Let's evaluate this example. This is where I can ask you prompt the user to input the values, input two values or input two integer values for feet and inches. Then when you write your C out, enter two integers, you are expected to input two values here. That two values, if you are putting 12 and 15, this 12 is going to store here and this 15 is going to store here respectively. It is going to give me these values. So in this case, they ran what 23 and 7 because of the integer data type. So when they are doing that, feet is going to be 23 and inches is going to be 7. So that is how it is going to store your values. That is called your analysis and evaluation. I can give you the program like this and ask you what is the output of the following program. So you must be able to analyze, right? This is all the same thing, variable initialization. OK, then you got your increment and decrement operator, pre-increment, post-increment, pre-decrement, post-decrement. I explained to you when you got a pre-increment or post-increment, you are incrementing the value by 1. However, these two are going to use a unary operator because you will be working with only one input values, right? So pre-increment is nothing but you increment the value, then assign the value to the same variable. Post increment, you assign the value, then increment the value. That incremented value is going to sit in the temporary file, and that temporary file will be called onto the memory space when you run the next cycle. So same goes with the decrement operator. I have given some of the examples on the following. So you need to have, can you see this? What is the difference between the following? Here 5, what will be the value of y here? Anyone? What is the value of y? Because of a pre-increment, you increment and then assign the value. So x value is equals to 5 and y value is equals to given as. So the y value is going to become a 6, right? Then what happens to this x value? This x value is also going to increment it to 6. Here what happens? Here is x value is equals to 5. This y value is going to be 5, but this x value is going to be 6. Remember, it is going to be incremented by it, but by setting the value in the temporary file. That is what it happens. So what is the difference? Y value is 6 here. The y value is 5 here. Am I clear, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, see out,
No.
you know how to write the expression, see out expressions. You know that you can also do the multiple declarations. This is in see out. You can also include the expressions like how they are included here. These are your expressions. It will give you straight answers, which is the values shown in on the screen, right? So these are some of the new line characters. If you can see how the output values are going to print when you include a new line character or a tab or a backspaces, that is going to must be written in a C out. If it is a new line, your output will print like this. If you use a backspace, it will go a little bit of backspace when it is printing. If you are going to use tab, it is going to take one tab space when you are printing on the screen. Okay, these are some other parts. We have explained this 3. So just let's stick to that. Well, when there is a need of this, I will tell you when you need to use this. So again, preprocessors. What is a preprocessor? C++ has a small number of operations, which is your functions and symbols need to run on a C++ program to run. For the collection from the libraries. So those libraries hash include iostream, hash include string, hash include stdvifx.h. Those are your preprocessors where I'm pulling out my tools or the functions from predefined functions from the C library, right? And it is always followed by what? Hash, and no semicolons are allowed. If you recall when we were doing the practicals, right? So these are some of your examples. I hope you remember all these things. And how do you save your C++ file? Your file name with an extension of .cpp file. So that is how it is saved. So these are some of the examples. Right, now ask me your questions. The rest are same things repeated for you, the examples and examples and examples, right? Can you see the variable declaration, how to declare your constants? Then you can see prompt user for an input, get the data, then output the data, find the length, output the values and convert and output the length. So here you are going to write your cout statement. Here your formula is going to come. This is your cout statement. This is your cin statement. This is your formula. This is your cout. Can you see that? So that's how it works. This is your simple algorithm for your program. Right. The rest is the same things. You can see this question. The body of the function main has the following form. So you can remember that. This is the structure. So everything is explained. Right. Now you can ask me questions if you got any doubts. I think I should pull out the DS Malik textbook.
Sorry,
Guys,
sorry,
yes,
miss.
sir.
Can you share the notes?
I'm listening.
Can you share the notes? That's it.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'll share with you while I wanted to open the DS Malik textbook for you. Yeah. Which slide you want me to go?
Chapter 2, miss.
I'm on chapter 2, my friend. I'm on chapter 2. I'm sliding. You can tell me which one must I stop? Okay. Give me the slide number that you want me to explain.
No, miss, I think it means, can you please share the slides?
Yeah.
The very same notes that you're using, can you please share them on WhatsApp so we can use the very same
It is
notes?
there, my dear. It is there on your WhatsApps. It is there on your WhatsApp. This is the first thing which I shared with you. Okay, let's go back and WhatsApp it to you. You want me to share what? Hello? What do you want me to do? Check your WhatsApps. I'm sharing. What? Hello, sir. You said I must. You wanted me to open that slides. Okay, while I'm opening and sending it to you, the document, what you're wanting me to send, any further questions, any doubts from the exercises that you want me to go through? None. So you all are ready for tomorrow?
No.
No, miss. We are not ready.
Huh?
Not ready.
Why not really?
Ready. Too much work. Too.
Yeah. I don't know. Wanna ask us the question, miss. We are lost. We are lost. Actually,
Why are you lost? One of your what classmate said, Miss Chapter 2. It's too easy. That's what he told me.
Chapter 2 is too easy.
That's what he said to me.
Who said that, man?
Thank you. Send us a previous question paper. At least we see how you set some questions.
Previous question papers are not going to help you. That's for sure. I can tell you that previous question papers are not going to help you. Whatever I did, go through that. You will win over it. Okay, let me ask you some questions from chapter 2.
Right.
Okay, let's do this exercises. How you are going to? I don't know what you're going to do. Okay, let's do. Okay, I expect you to answer the questions, right? I'm not going to give you the answer. Look at question number 21. Declare int variables num1 and num2. What is the answer? Write a C++ statement to do the following, right? Don't worry about the 7, 8, 10. Those are the objectives of the chapter. So don't worry about that. Write a C++ statement to do the following. Declare int variables num1 and num2. Sorry? What is the answer, guys? Why are you quiet now? Such a easy question I asked you, huh? Doesn't make sense to me. All are quiet. Am I muted?
No.
Tell me.
Num 7, num 2 is 8.
Ibo. What are you saying? I don't know what you are saying. The first answer. Write a C++ statement that is saying that you must do the following. What is the meaning of a declare? Declare meaning you have to declare your values int num1, comma num2. Am I right? Terminated with a semicolon. Am I right?
Yes.
Thank you. B. Prompt the user to input two values. So what are you going to write? C out. This is exactly what I was saying. C out, enter num1, comma num2.
Colon.
Yeah. Quotes close, semicolon, right? Within that again, C in num1 and num2. Am I right?
Yes.
Semicolon. Then input the first number in num1 and second number in num2, right?
Yes.
Right?
No.
So this is your C. Am I right? Whatever you are going to give me the values, let's say 8 and 9, num1 is going to automatically comes here and 9 automatically comes here because we have used C in to answer input the first number in num1, second number in num2. Am I clear? Am I clear, guys? What will be your D?
Yes.
What will be your D?
See out.
See out.
See out.
See out.
Your output must identify each number and the expression. So you are going to say num1, sorry, num2, 2, and I'm continuing here. Then what are they saying? Output num1, num2, and 2 times num1 minus num2, semicolon, finish. That's what they're asking you. So we are identifying each of the elements here and we are also writing your expression. Am I clear?
Yes.
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 Okay, now you'll say everything yes. You know, Mapasa says always that, miss, they always say yes, but at the end of the day, you won't remember anything.
I will see tomorrow, ma'am.
Oh, that's good. That's a good note for me. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, what is the mistake in this program?
Which
What is the
program?
problem in this question number 22? The following program has a syntax errors. Correct them. On each successive line, assume that any preceding error has been corrected. Is there any mistake here? Is there any, what is the mistake?
Yes.
What's the mistake?
The int's main function is not on the right space, ma'am, on the right line, as well as a left brace.
Can you see my screen? I'm highlighting something. Is there any mistake there? Let's go one line at a time.
Yes. Not H. It's I.
Yes, ma'am.
H.
H. Hey guys,
No, H is three.
S is
Yes,
sitting with the
small
capital
letter S,
letters.
ma'am.
Yes, on ice cream.
S is a capital letter, miss.
Okay, in this line,
No, this is
Nothing wrong there.
Using space.
namespace.
Using
There is a
Namespace.
word
namespace.
called
Yes.
namespace.
Yes.
This
Are you
space
clear?
is known as
Hello? Guys, are you clear?
Yes, ma'am. Using
Yeah.
namespace is
Okay,
the
in this line, what is the mistake?
decimal search.
Hash is a problem, not the decimal.
Yes.
You can write, you can
It's a
declare your
search.
variables in a
Yeah.
capital letters. However, no special symbols allowed, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Next line. Is there any
I know that.
mistake in this line?
Name weight.
String
What
length.
weight? What happened?
What's
Didn't terminate stay.
in the above line? What's happening, ma'am?
In the above line, there is a special symbol, which is your hash with the decimal. When you are declaring your identifiers, you cannot have any special symbols associated with a variable. Okay, then next one, next line.
Didn't terminate.
Termination.
Okay, terminator, semicolon is missing here. The parenthesis supposed to be this brackets must be after.
Should be after. Yeah, bracket should be in front of main.
Not in front of main, after main.
It's the same
Okay.
thing.
Is there any
After
mistake here?
No.
No.
Is there any mistake here?
Yes.
What
Semicolon.
is it?
10%.
Your 10% is not supposed to be there and must have a semicolon, right?
Yes.
What is the mistake in this one?
no mistake.
Special symbol.
Dollar symbol, that's a special symbol.
Yes.
Okay, is no problems with these two. Now let's go to these ones. Is there any problem here in these two? Is there any problem in these two?
No.
There is. Height is declared as an int data type. How can you give a float value?
Float. Yes, float.
Now you can see how much you are prepared, right? Okay, next. What is there any mistake here?
Two semicolons. Am I semicolon strings? Am I strings?
No, that's not a mistake. That string is a space. So because you are going with a C out, there is no mistake in this line, right? This one,
True.
guys, price. In this line,
There is, ma'am.
semicolon,
Color.
semicolon. Price is fine here, right? Billing equals to price 1 minus what. There is no mistake here. Why? Decimal is declared as a constant. But this one is a mistake. You should not have a decimal equals to 7.55 because when you are declaring a constant, you are not allowed to change the value and it is not going to change when it is executing. So you need to remove that decimal. Right? Then next line, dollar is a mistake. Guys, are you with me?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then what else? In this one, hours worked times pay rate. Did we declare hours and pay rate? Did we declare that in the question?
Yes.
No.
No, we did not declare it.
No.
We did not declare hours worked, but we did not declare pay rate. Can you see that? So you have to declare this pay rate value. So you need to make sure that every variable is declared correctly. Am I clear?
Yes.
Okay, similar question number 23. So you guys must apply your brains there and answer those questions, right? Can I go with question number 23? I'm not giving you the same questions, by the way, you must know, but I'm just trying to, your questions are quite different, but you will be given like find the errors, find the output of that. So I'm doing all that kind of questions, right? Okay, the following program has a syntax errors, correct them. On each successive line, assume that any preceding errors has been corrected, right? What is the mistake in the first line? What's the mistake in this first line?
Hold on.
We cannot have constant and character.
You can have, this is a constant values that you are, the mistake is this equals to, can you see my hand symbol before the start, this assignment operator, this is not supposed to be there.
Yes.
And then it must be terminated with a semicolon. Am I right?
Yes.
Then the next constant is fine. Then you got int main. The parentheses, empty parentheses are missing.
Brackets are missing.
Open some brackets.
There are no brackets.
Yes, that's called empty parentheses, right? Okay, these two are fine. Int count, sum is fine. Double is fine. Count equals to 1 is fine. Sum equals to count plus prime is fine. X is equals to 25.67 is fine. What is a mistake in this line?
Sorry, miss.
X is equals
Isn't
to
there
20. Semicolon is missing in the previous line.
Yes.
In the next one, I'm not worried now. Now you must tell me the bigger ones. What is the mistake there? What needs to be done to fix that statement?
One should be a number, ma'am.
One should be a
Nam.
correct. Correct.
Nam.
And second mistake. Did you declare new num?
Ew.
Then you have to declare new num, and this one needs to be changed to a digit, right?
Yes.
What is the mistake in this one? Remember I said when you are doing that variable equals to Expression, not expression equals to variable. So it needs to sum equals to sum plus count. Am I clear?
Yes.
Makes sense, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it should be the other way around.
Other way around. The sum must come front and the equals to must be before this sum. Okay.
All right.
Right. Is there any mistake here? There is no mistake in that one. First, you are going to solve the bracket. Whatever the answer that you are going to get, you are going to apply post increment value. Am I clear? Order of precedence. Okay. Are you with me?
Yes.
Yes.
The next one, the next line, what is the mistake here? Count. Count is declared in a small letters, but what are you using? Capital letters.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I
All
clear?
right. Yes.
Yes.
What is the mistake here? That minus minus is not supposed to be there. This is supposed to be sum equal. The meaning of up until here. Look for the one that I'm highlighting. The meaning of this is sum equals to sum plus 3, right?
Plus. Yeah.
Then the issue here is 3 minus minus must be in a bracket. This must be in a bracket. Okay.
Okay.
What does it meaning is? I wanted to type here. It's not allowing me. Okay, let me take this onto the PDF PowerPoint. Just emphasizing you what it does mean, right?
Yeah, but sorry, too.
Sorry guys, I copied the wrong one. I'm supposed to copy this. Okay, what is the meaning of this is sum equals to sum plus 3 minus minus. This is what the meaning of this sentence. This is a compound statement which I explained in the class, right? How to convert that into a compound statement. Instead of repeating sum too many times, you can write like this as well. Okay. So how you going to perform? First 3 minus minus, which is going to give me the answer of 3 because of the decrement, post decrement operator. The value of 2 is going to be saved in a temporary file, but this 3 will be added to this sum. Am I clear?
Yeah.
Okay, that is what it means, right? Now
Sorry,
let's get back.
Can you repeat yourself?
I'm saying the meaning, the highlighted part, sum plus equals to 3 minus minus. This is the sum plus equals to 3, meaning sum is equals to sum plus 3. But what we have is 3 minus minus. The 3 minus minus is going to be in the bracket. Now, what is the meaning of 3 minus minus? It's a post decrement. So you assign the value first and then decrement the value. So when you assign the value that is there is going to be assigned and that is going to be added to sum. Okay. Right. Next. What is the mistake? Is there any mistake in this statement? I don't think so. Is there any mistake there? This one is fine. Okay. So please do that exercises, and I also forwarded you the solutions of all those exercises. of this, guys. Please make sure that. Okay, let's see this question. This is the last question that